Prime Morning. My name is Rosalyn Felly. It's time for the News Flash segment. But before then, I want to tell you that to make sure that if you're looking for all your authentic gadgets, go to one place, just one place, none other than Franco Trading Enterprise. So make sure you go there for your CCTV cameras, your mobile phones, your television sets. I mean, is it tabletop fridges you're looking for? Is it irons you're looking for? Rice cookers you're looking for? All the gadgets you can think of, Franco Trading Enterprise has got you covered. Just make sure you come to any of our shops, or you can download the app on your phone to make things very simple, which is the Franco Trading app, or visit our website for further inquiries. That's www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still and still. Food Papa Perfie. And one drink I'll recommend to you this particular year so you can be healthy is c0r natural fruit juice. Now it's made from your own natural cocoa. Yes, cocoa. Let's patronize in the cocoa so that the cocoa farmers will benefit from us. Go and grab your c0r natural fruit juice and enjoy it. Drink it chilled, drink it healthy, and of course you will not regret it at all. My name is Rosalyn Felly. Today's conversation, I'll have three guests who will be representing all the parties, actually three political parties, the incumbent NDC, the main opposition NPP, and also opposition CPP. They'll be present here for us to delve into the conversation. Now, if you're just tuning in, I'd like to greet you one more time. So good morning, one more time, and welcome to Prime Morning. Now, like I said, today we are focusing on three major national issues that are generating widespread public discussion and political debate. First, the decision by the Chief Justice to create special courts aimed at improving the efficiency of justice delivery. Now, while some have welcomed the move as timely and necessary, others are questioning the motivation, structure, and possible implications for judicial independence. Second, we examined the unfortunate violence that erupted in the Central Region during the just-ended inter-school sports event, an incident that has raised concerns about students' safety, security, preparedness, and the growing culture of intolerance at public gatherings. And finally, we turn to Parliament, where the minority has raised concerns about what they describe as the persistent absence of ministers from the House to answer questions and issue that touches on accountability, constitutional responsibility, and respect for parliamentary oversight. I did mention to you earlier that today we are going to be joined by three big men. They represent NDC, NPP, and CPP. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy our conversation. This morning, I have Mettle-Nunoo Jnr, who is in early, and he's representing the NDC this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Rosalyn.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Very fine, thank you. I must say, God is good.
Yeah, God is good. And we're also enjoying good governance.
Yes. I can tell from you. You are enjoying, but
I can also tell from you. You know, you are looking beautiful.
It's not
than before.
Than before.
Yes, you are looking beautiful than before with this current government. From 2025, you keep growing every day.
Hey.
This morning, you are shining. Even though you say you look stressed, I can see you are looking superb. So the good governance is not only affecting a section of Ghanaians, it's affecting us all. Yeah, so I can see. Isn't it? You buy less food of late, you have stable energy supply, the prices of rice, oil,
price of energy is too high.
Yeah, that's as a result of the
do something about
IMF conditional. We're going to go out very soon, and then things are going to come back to normal. So
I'm struggling with electricity bills lately.
Yes. The automatic adjustment is not as a result of this government. It's one of the conditions that was attached to the IMF money that came in. When we come out of the IMF, the government of Ghana will take full control. But as of now, the things that we have control over, we are making Ghanaians feel the impact. Rice on the market has gone down, sugar has gone down, oil has gone down, most of the food prices have gone down. We've had a stable exchange rate over a period of time. And rent is supposed to go down because if you check the cost of the raw materials in building, from cement to iron rod, so sometimes we need to go beyond. I think that the regulators in the sector must be able to check the landlords on how much they are charging, because the raw materials have actually gone down, Rosalie.
Yeah.
They check iron rods,
so now we need the regulators to work. If they are not working, President Mahama...
But again, they'll tell you that is a free economy. If you can't afford to pay for, let's say, a 2-bedroom around cantonment, you can go here.
That's where there are regulations. Regulations should be put in place.
It's like buying bottled water. You go
suffer.
to certain places, you can buy a bottled water for 20 Ghana cedis. You can come out and buy for 3 Ghana cedis. They tell you it's a free market. So if you cannot afford it here, you should afford it. But I think that the regulators must have, if they need to do enactments on their amendments on the bills that regulates them to be able to have lots of control on some of these things, they should. Because I don't get why the raw materials used in building is going down and rent still skyrockets.
Yeah. Anyway, let me do the newspapers and then we start with our conversation. So I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic. Government bans land transit of cooking oil. Finance Minister orders crackdown on customs complicity. Q1 Graphic Business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting tomorrow. B5 Plus pioneers 24-hour economy. President reveals at expanded plans commissioning. Now B5 Plus is quite beautiful, I must say. Isn't it the same B5 Plus that was, also pioneered 1D1F? Metal. Same B5 Plus. They pioneered 1D1F.
Yeah.
And they've come to pioneer 24-hour economy. What don't we know?
Oh, they are saying that they are pioneers of the 24-hour economy.
What don't we know?
24-hour economy is a policy. This is a businessman that takes advantage of government policies that come. Because the 1D1F came with some incentives.
A white businessman taking advantage of.
So what are the black businessmen doing?
We are here. But
government
anyway,
has said right from opposition that when we come to power, that's what we are going to do. And these are the incentives that are going to come. As a businessman, you should be positioning yourself to be able to take advantage. I won't be surprised some businesses will not take advantage of the 24-hour economy. They're not going to get the reduction in the electricity cost and then all that. But if you're a businessman and you forecast, you take advantage of it.
I was expecting, not just me, I think most Ghanaians were expecting the government institutions to pioneer this. Because we have government institutions, government companies that are running. So if we see that the government institutions are pioneering this and not, a foreigner coming in to pioneer it, we will know that we are good to go.
B5 is not the pioneer. DVLA has started. Ghana Publishing has started.
Thank you very much. So but why are we seeing the President and the Minister for Trade seated with B5 Plus, and we are being told that they are pioneering 24-hour economy? Yet last year we heard that DVLA were the pioneers. So what's going on here?
Even before DVLA, there was Ghana Publishing.
We see the President there. They cut a cake. They cut a cake that they are the pioneers.
They've invited the government that this is what they are doing, and the government has honored it. I'm sure there were a lot of other activities that were going on. Not as they as pioneers. Not as they as pioneers.
These are the questions we ask.
No, Rosie, not they as pioneers, because they are Ghana Publishing.
I didn't say they are pioneers. The newspaper said they are pioneers. Yes. We saw the President there give a speech. We saw a cake being cut. I never said they were pioneers. Now, if we are being told as citizens that DVLA has pioneered it, why is the President at an event that we are being told that they are pioneering the 24-hour economy?
GPHA, Ghana Publishing, DVLA. They've all...
So what don't we know?
They cannot be pioneers. They cannot be pioneers. I'm sure it's the way the newspaper captured it. I'm sure the President or the government was invited to an event that they are joining, or they want to start 24-hour economy or something, but they cannot be pioneers. They are state institutions that have started.
We hear you. Yeah. Politics is beautiful. Let's do the Guardian publisher.
But media reportage is also beautiful. The agenda setting and the way you capture the headline, that attracts viewers. Sometimes you see the headline like this and you read into details and you realize that it does not portray what the headline is. So politics is beautiful. Media reportage is also beautiful.
Do you want me to read it for you?
Or we can read it and then do further investigations back door.
B5 Plus Group, the leading iron and steel manufacturing and trading company in West Africa, is the first, and I repeat, the first company to sign on to the government's flagship 24-hour economy policy. Okay,
when you say sign on, then they can be the first, because Ghana Publishing and DVLA started when the bill had not been passed. The bill was just passed. So if you say sign on, then it can be right. You get what I'm saying? If you say sign on, but then DVLA started 24-hour economy running the 3 shifts. The Ghana Publishing started saying, Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority started saying. But after the bill was passed, if you're talking about the first to sign on, it can be right because the bill was just passed. And I doubt that DVLA has signed on yet. I doubt Ghana Publishing has signed on yet. So if you say first to sign on, then it can be right.
So they haven't signed on. DVLA hasn't signed on.
Oh no, they started as soon as you came to power, they started. They started ahead of time.
Okay.
So now the bill has come, and now
they haven't signed on.
No, the bill has given you the roadmap. The bill was just passed. President gets assented to the bill just last week, Rosalind.
We hear you. Let's do the.
But DVLA started somewhere in 25.
We hear you. Yeah. Let's do the Guardian Publisher. Politicians. NPP announces internal elections. Ghana Link clears air on missing tracks, backs GRA probe. Cocoa farmers face severe hardship. Catholic bishops tell Mahama. Kojo Nkrumah blasts government over 24-hour gimmicks, and Mahama commissions B5 plus steel plant. And that will be it for the Guardian Publisher newspaper. The next newspaper is the Daily Guide newspaper. The Daily Guide newspaper. Interior Ministry introduces automated fire compliance and safety system. Heath Goldfields records first gold pour, ignites local economy. NDC 24-hour economy misled youth. Nkrumah says so. Mahama commissions B5 plus steel plant, and Garmanche discharged from UGMC after car crash. We wish him a speedy recovery. The Custodian newspaper is the next newspaper. The Custodian. Minority exposes NDC 24-hour economy gimmicks. Savlugu MP distributes free water to constituents amidst crisis. Government celebrates, but our families mourn. Farmers protest. Killer cocoa producer price cut. Government bans land transit of cooking oil. Students prefer multi-faith schools, research reveals, and Prudential Bank MasterCard collaborate to support SMEs. The Chronicle newspaper is the next or our final newspaper. Yes, further petitions to 2 and 4 over purported breach of Abunu system. Heath Goldfields pours first gold after reviving Bogoso Prestia mine. And banner headline, Ato Forcing is mad. And this is in inverted commas, threatens fire and brimstone as Ghana loses over 85 million Ghana cedis at the Akanu border. And that will be it. I think let me read a bit about it because I want to.
I thought you were going to spend more time on your agenda.
Which one?
Northern Region water crisis. You know, see, they said the Savlugu MP
distribute free water.
You know, you set an agenda. You were following up on the water situation in Northeast.
Don't worry, I'm coming to it right now. I'm coming to. Give me 2 minutes. I just want to do this one. 1 second, okay? Let me do this one. And it's to do with that to forcing be mad. Where is it? It's supposed to be page 3, but I'm not seeing it. You see, sometimes they'll tell you it's on page 3. You go and open it and it's not on page 3. There's nothing here. Hey, these my people. They'll kill me. It's not on page 3. Anyway.
Yeah, but it was mad with the way the
yes, that's what I was trying to get for the people. This is page 2. It's not here. This page 3 is not here.
Let's keep flipping.
I should keep going. Yeah. Page 4 is not here. Page 5 is not here. Page 6 is not here. Page 7 is not here. Page is in page 8. So just say page 8. Okay, so it says the Minister of Finance, Dr. Castle Atto-Forson, has issued a strong warning to airing customs officers following the uncovering of a suspected transit diversion scheme that has exposed the state of a staggering 85.3 million Ghana cedis in potential revenue losses at the Akanu border post. And this is quite disturbing, and I'm happy that, you know, the minister has come in there. Now to our Savlugu MP distributing water. The distribution of water is good. But I don't want distribution of water.
You want a permanent solution?
Thank you very much. Yeah. And I think this is where we keep complaining about. We keep seeing it being used as a political tool. I keep bringing you water, and so you owe me your votes one day, because I have given you water. And so eventually what you do is, it shouldn't be so.
It shouldn't be.
So let's solve the problem. Let's not see the MP distributing water. Let's see the MP leading the charge to provide permanent water for the people of Tamale.
Yes, because something as basic as water is not something that we politicians should play with. It's something that it is the basic survival of every community, of every society. And we play politics with it, and there's no water. We are not.
And we even put it in the newspapers.
Yes, you see, so you get the media people to come and capture the fact that you've brought tankers to come and supply water to the constituency because there's a issue of shortage of water in there, and then you say you've done something. You've not done anything. You know, our politicians should rise above some of these cheap political points, but not for one political party, but for all politicians. Something as basic as water for constituents, for Ghanaians, should not be something that should be an issue in this day and age. You have a lot of people who are into science. You have a lot of students churning out from the universities who have done water research, who have done science courses. What are we using them for? The bringing down unemployment in Ghana is not only about putting them in government jobs. It's about helping these people to come together to be able to offer solutions to some of the problems that we have. And when they offer the solutions, it's also a way of generating jobs for the people. But it looks like as a country, we've lost our focus. And this is in the northern region, but it's happening in Accra. Rosalind, it's happening in Accra where MPs are sending tankers around to give to constituents because there's shortage of water. And then it's captured in the local newspapers. It's happening in Accra, the capital city of Ghana.
It's quite sad. It's quite sad. I'm just hoping.
Water.
And I'm very passionate about this, and I'm praying that the government will hear our cry, Ghana Water will hear our cry and solve this problem in the northern part of Ghana.
Over the period,
they're actually, approaching their dry season, and that's what's even concerning, because even the boreholes will get dry.
They'll get dry.
So it is not construction of even boreholes as it stands now. Permanent water supply.
Rosalind,
these political gimmicks, we are
Rosalind, apart from the politicians, when you work closely with the people at the ministries, you work with the people at the agencies, you realize that the technocrats are even more corrupt than the politicians. It's about time that we start suing people and holding people accountable. When you sue people and you hold them accountable for omission of commissioning of the jobs that they've been assigned to under the Constitution of Ghana, and then it's causing problems for Ghanaians, and we are paying them with taxpayers' money, people are going to sit up. By the end of the day, people see it as normal government work. They go to work, the offices, they don't do anything. And then when the issue comes, they blame the politicians. It's because of the neutrality of civil servants. Whether they work or they don't work, it's the political heads.
You know, we have a caller from Tamale who has called. He's watching us this morning, and he wants to tell us exactly what is happening in Tamale. Honorable Polo, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am fine, madam.
Great, and thank you so much for calling. I know you are very passionate about this. What is the current condition with water supply in the north?
Water crisis in Savlugu has been a long-standing issue. And the MP in question is just 1 year old in office. So when she was campaigning to be the MP, she bought those two vehicles to supply the people of Savlugu with water whilst she continued on her campaign. Now that she is the MP, she has started working on the pipe-borne water, how Savlugu people will be connected.
Okay.
But for now, because she's only 1 year old in office, whenever there is a shortage of water, the tankers she bought before she became the MP supplies people for free at the Savlugu enclave. But she is only 1 year in office. People have been winning those seats for years. This is what we should put on very clear. That seat is won by the lady for only a year.
So are you saying that
NPP?
Okay, that's great. So are you saying that she's working, and you believe that during her tenure she'll bring?
She's doing well.
Okay.
Because she was not even the MP when she bought the tankers.
Okay.
And now that she is working on it for the Savlugu people to be connected to the grid, the tanker she bought earlier continues supplying the people whenever there is a shortage. So Hajia Fatahia is doing well as compared to those MPs who have won before her.
Okay.
There was an MP, a woman who won 5 times. Until Gulu took over from her. It was taken away from the MPP again until Fatahia took it this time.
All right, Honorable. So thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. And so he's saying that the MP is working. It's constant water supply we are looking for, and it's for the good people of the North, Tamale specifically. So constant water. Honorable, if they say you are working, kudos to you, but please give them constant water supply. Please, let's not do just the boreholes or supplying of water into their households, no, but let's rather make sure that we have given them constant water supply that they will enjoy for good, like some places in Ghana enjoy, because whether we like it or not, everybody is being taxed in their own small way.
But Rosalind,
now, yes.
Before you end, why are we holding the politicians accountable? What is the mandate of Ghana Water? And you also know that there's rural water expansion or rural water distribution companies, something like that, where today Kwagbenu, former National Service Boss, is the chief executive over there. And their aim is to make sure that in rural communities there's water over there, not necessarily Ghana Water taking pipe-borne water. They are looking at ways where you can purify boreholes, you can purify water. Why are we holding politicians accountable? What is the mandate of an MP? But it's because the MP will come back and be accountable to the people and they'll seek for the people's votes. We have put the blame on them. But then we are paying people with taxpayers' money. We've established...
What is the mandate of the MP?
The mandate of the MP is to go to Parliament and make laws. And then also lobby for projects to come to the community.
Thank you very much.
But then the core mandate of Ghana Water Company.
So so MP, make sure your people have water, period.
Ghana Water Company.
MP,
the rural water projects people.
MP, go to rural water projects and tell them my people need water. That is why they voted you there.
Why are we paying them?
Because not everybody will go to rural water. MP, that is your job. I think that we are getting misplaced with regards to the MP's job in recent times. We are making it look like it's the MP's responsibility to pay school fees, to put people's children. I hear somebody, one former MP told me, people were calling him for even, my wife has gone to give birth, pay for my wife's delivery fee, pay all these things. No, that's not the work of the MP. You have to lobby for your people to get the thing done. And so Ghana Water is there, yes. If they are not doing their work, it is you, the MP, to make sure that they do their work for your people. That is why they put you there.
You see, so my point is that let's direct the fire. If it's 100%, okay, let's direct 70% on the agencies that are paid.
To you, the MP, that
we queue, to do that, and then you move our 30 to the politicians.
We queue to vote for you. We queued
about the politicians. But you pay those people with taxpayers' money.
Go and get us water.
The technocrats are paid with taxpayers' money.
We voted for you. We voted for you because we cannot go there ourselves. We voted for you because you will be our mouthpiece. We voted for you because you fight for us. So go and fight for us. It ends there. We will keep on fighting.
So those CEOs and technocrats there, they should sit down to MP stamp and lobby them.
Nobody's saying they should sit down. All I'm saying is that we will keep going to the people that we voted there to speak on our behalf. Because so many people speak, their voices are not heard. One person will speak, the person's voice is going to be heard. So once we voted for you, when you came to ask us for our vote, you told us you fight for us and make life good. We have voted for you. Make our lives good. That's what we ask for. So once you are in power, we'll keep on hitting at you till you give us...
This MP is an MPP, but I'm speaking for her because of the way people perceive the job of parliamentarian.
It's just your job.
Whilst the people who are paid the taxpayers' money are left off the hook.
MPs are not supposed to take out money from their pockets to create roads. MPs are not supposed to take out money from their pockets to build hospitals. MPs are not supposed to pay for hospital bills. MPs are not supposed to pay for school fees.
But
that's what they are doing.
They do all that. And they're not supposed to do this too, but they are doing it.
That's what I'm saying. This is the misplaced priority. This is not their job.
Okay, so you agree that this is also part of the misplaced priority?
This is not their job.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
They do these things so that you give them the power. This is not their job. Their job is to make sure that they lobby for you to get a good life.
But sometimes they do this thing because they can't sit aloof and watch the people suffer.
Anyway, let's move on. We have our NPP representation joining us this morning. Derek Ajekum. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning.
How are you?
By God's grace, I'm doing so well. What is left is what the government needs to do for us.
And you know, we are talking about the water issues in the north. And Mettle-Nunoo says that I shouldn't fight the members of parliament or the politicians, but we have to fight you.
Well, you see, I for the first time, let me side with my good brother here. these things are out of the scope of what an MP is supposed to do technically. But our political dispensation calls for some of these things. And so at the slightest opportunity or at the slightest chance, we fire our MPs and make it appear as though they are not performing. But they have just 3 mandates: oversight, representation, and lawmaking. These are the 3 responsibilities of an MP. Any other responsibility is what they decide to add. But of course, when they are campaigning, they come to us and then they tell us things outside of their scope. And so that is why it becomes necessary for some of these conversations, because we have a municipal chief executive in the district. And so if for nothing at all, the MP is in Accra. And so the first point, of course, should be the MC. But because we do not vote for an MC,
thank you very much,
the issue comes back to an MP.
We will go to the MPs because we vote for the MPs. And they will have to, because they tell us they will fight for us. So we will keep coming to you. Once we queue for you, we'll come to you. Anyway, we have our topics that we want to discuss. Now, I know we have 3 main conversations to delve into, but I want us to talk about the violence that happened. It's very dear to my heart. I think there are videos that we have available as well. So if you're just watching us, over the weekend, there was a video that was trending of a young man who was being assaulted with so many things: sticks, stones. People were stepping on his head. Why? Because schools went for inter-sports competition. Now, out of this, guess what? Violence broke. And you see your fellow man, your fellow brother. That person could be your cousin. That person could be a relative, a long-distance relative. You beat the person. You throw stones at the person. You hit the person with sticks because of intercore. How did we get here? What are we not doing right? Now, I know people have called for corporal punishment. This has been a thing that we've discussed on several occasions. Some say it's abuse. Others say when it was there, we're not seeing this level of violence we are seeing. Quite worrying as a society that our young ones will go to an event that is supposed to foster unity, but rather we see violence. I don't even know what to say. I'm lost for words, I must say. Mettle-Nunoo, I know you are saying that you're saying I haven't seen it. Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't think we've seen this level. This level is heartbreaking. Imagine you take your child to school and this happens. I am too worried as a mother seeing this. And yes, I might not take my child to a school that I might see this, but nobody knows when violence can break anywhere. And so the sooner we condemn it, the better. We'll be better and to wonder. So we'll smile about it, we'll laugh about it. But this young man, some say he's passed on, others are saying that he's still battling for his life. Now, if this issue has happened in Ola, this issue has happened in Kimbu, this issue has happened in Accra High. Are we waiting for somebody to die before we sit up as a country? Are we waiting for it to happen to an authority's child before we sit up as a country? Are we waiting that it comes to our doorstep before we sit up as a country? These are the future leaders. I don't know what you people have to say about discipline, security, and youth engagement in our country. I see you smiling. You don't see anything wrong with it?
Yeah, so I'm supposed to start, right?
Yes.
Before I start, since this is the first topic for the morning, I'd like to say good morning to our church viewers and a good morning to yourself and the technical crew, and then my brother from the NPP. Rosalind, first of all, before I make any comments, I would like to condemn the action of the students. There's no way and there's no space for violence in any way of this sort anywhere, whether in our schools, whether in our homes, anywhere. There's no way. We should see our fellow human beings as our brothers and sisters and treat them with love. No matter how much we disagree on issues, violence is not the answer. So I condemn this. Now, there are sections of people, I've listened when these things started breaking out, that is because of the absence of corporal punishment, that is why these things are happening. But if we will be very true to ourselves, we'll be very honest, and to ourselves, my days in secondary school, the corporal punishment issue was there, and these things were still happening. Maybe today we are seeing it more because of social media. People have phones everywhere and are taking videos of it. I've seen places, and people went to secondary school during our days. There are certain schools where you're going to play intercore with them. My school was a mixed school. I went to University Secondary School. We don't go with the ladies because of anticipation of some of these things that might be able to happen. Sometimes deliberately we would have to lose their match to be able to come back to school safely. So these things happen over there. Even in Accra here, I'll mention the names of the school, where one of the times driving home, where one particular school had to remove their uniform because they were being attacked by the opponent school, and they had to be running through 37 and 10 before they were able to get to their schools. So these things have been happening. We are seeing them more today because of the advent of social media. When you read it, that's what I was asking you, what school, I'm sure you attended DB's school, so you didn't see a lot of these things. And I'm sure the girls' schools do not see a lot of these things happening. But if you're in a school or a single-sex school, you see lots of these things happening. It didn't come out too much because of social media. So what I'm saying is that the corporal punishment, bringing it back, is not the solution to this problem. Because our days that was corporal punishment, we still had evidence of these things. And sometimes people even lost their lives. But because they were not reported or did not come out to social media like it's coming out today, we didn't have lots of commentaries about them. But some schools were ruled out, they were banned from coming to intercore. And I don't want to mention schools, but there are certain schools for a long time, they were not allowing them to go to intercore.
Why can't you mention a school?
But in general, I can just say that any of the secondary schools, normal secondary schools that you know, that anytime they were going to intercore with the technical schools, always had a problem. The normal secondary schools that are going to intercore with the technical schools always had a problem. These students come to the intercore grounds with pliers and screwdrivers and stuff. And then sometimes people have to remove. So when you're going for intercore in those days, you should make sure you have an inner shirt. At the point in time when the dispute arises, you remove your shirt and then you hide them. Okay. These are things that we saw.
What year is this one?
Oh, by the year I went to school from the 2000s. These things were evidence over there.
Fantastic. Now 20 years on.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. First of all, my first point is that the corporal punishment, bringing back corporal punishment is not the solution. Because when corporal punishment was there in the 2000s, when I was in secondary school, this issue was there. So let's take that out. I think that we must tighten security when it comes to the intercore.
So I was going to ask this question because the issue here is 20 years on.
Yeah, like you said, the same thing is happening.
It's happening. Was security tight enough?
Yes, and what I've noticed from then and now is that security has always been loose. What I've noticed then and now is that security has always been loose. And sometimes when you come, in some of the schools, you find the teachers being the one instigating the students that they should attack. Sometimes when they do that, you lose your match and then stuff. And even for the athletes, those who are running, some people go with all sorts of substances and then they blow on the opponent. So you realize that you start itching. There's some powder. Now we used to call apia those days. When we spray that powder, because you are sweating, a little water touches it, your body start itching. You lose focus and then you lose the wrist. And these are things that we're seeing in the days in intercore. So 20 years down the line, and we are seeing them today, means that the organizers of intercore must tighten security. Security was loose over then. Also, we must speak to the teachers. We must also speak to students and inculcate the loveliness amongst ourselves. Certain schools, when you are going to play with them, and we know them, and when you are going to play with them, you know you are safe. Because these schools are well cultured. They are going to play with schools like Pesek. Those days, you are okay. But there are certain schools when you are going to play with them, the school itself will not allow our supporting body to go. They'll make them say maybe just the players and a few people will go to the pitch.
So what went wrong with security this year?
Security has always been a problem. 20 years back and today, security has always been a problem.
You see, we can't continue blaming security has always been a problem. As it stands now, what is the government doing about it? Because whether you like it or not, fingers will be pointed at the government. Okay, and you know that you have arranged, and that's why I said 20 years on. Yeah. If this has been the the path that has been on for a long time. Lives have been lost and all of that. Now we are in the year 2026, knowing very well that these things have been happening. What stopped security from being tight this year? Where did we go wrong as an institution or as a government to protect these young ones?
You see, there's a sports directorate that handles the organization of Intercom together with the heads of schools in the secondary level. So when you're organizing a match like that, you are supposed to contact the security. There are certain schools that, how should I call them, that are painted red. That is, they have the tendency of doing something like that. And whether it's a school that is painted red or not, I think that generally, whether the school is noted for their peaceful nature and high moral standards, security must be tight over there. I don't think that if security was tight at this particular venue, the video that we just watched was going to happen like that, where the schools were separated in the way they were sitting, even when they were mixing up and they are working together and all that stuff, and there's tight security over there. I don't think some of these things is going to happen. Yes, we all love Intercom. Intercom brings out the best in students. Not everybody goes to school that comes out with academic brilliance. That academics is the way forward for you. Some people go and then they unearth hidden talents they have in sports. So Intercom is good and Intercom should continue. And then it's not something that is only happening today. It's happened over the years. And sometimes that has resulted in them not today, over the years. I think that we've had issue with security. So the government, the education service, the sports directorate at the secondary level must invest in security when they're organizing these competitions. And the venues that they choose, the parks that they should choose, they should also consider that as well. So depending on the number of schools that are playing or having the sports there on that day, they should bring the same number of security to be able to match up with the numbers coming to ensure peace and security. That's the solution.
I think I'll ask Derek the same question with regards to what he thinks about, this particular incident. What does it say about, our security, our discipline amongst the youth?
A very good morning to you, Rosalind, and then your viewers out there. And a special good morning to the incoming President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, and the Venerable Haja Samira Bawumia. These issues about intercore, superzonals, Milo games, and all of that is a long-standing issue. But you see, rivalry is about intellectual prowess and not this physical exhibiting of how strong you are, how muscular you are, and all of that. I believe that from the days of COVID, when we put a hold on these intercore, these superzonals and all of that, by now the organizers should have put in measures that will tighten up security. Take it or leave it. These rivalries cause for some of these things. I remember my days in Prempeh College. Anyway, I attended the best senior high school in Ghana. During my days in Prempeh College, I remember there was a time we went for intercall like this, and then we were coming back to our campus. We got to Abeport Junction and we saw high school guys, and then they were screaming, "Which people are the ones ahead of us?" And one shouted, "Prempeh College, the animals of Prempeh College." And they started running after us. You can only imagine the speed and alacrity at which some people were moving because of some of these things. I believe that whatever that happened in the video is so uncalled for, and I condemn that in no uncertain terms. But I also feel that first, maybe government may have to increase the monies that they allocate to these schools for such events so that they can procure the needed security. Because those days when you are having an engagement with, let's say, Kumasi Technical Institute, you do that in shiver. Because at the end of the day, when they lose, they'll come at you. Even if they win, out of jubilation, they come and attack you. But if we have proper security and then proper measures in place, we'll be able to, as it were, navigate the people out of the stadium. I mean, just as my brother said, these things are prevalent these days because of social media. During our days, people smash school buses and all of that. They destroyed the cars of our teachers and all of that. And so this is a long-standing issue that I feel after 20 years, we should have a drastic solution to it. If we have to get to the point that we become punitive, to the point that, let's say, we prevent supporters from seeing what their schools are doing, it will be so fine.
Do you think there should be stricter measures with regards to schools that are found guilty of these?
Yes, and you see, what shocks me the most is that there are schools that have been labeled red, yellow, and then green. And then the red schools are danger schools, that they know that these schools are danger schools. And so whenever we go for Interco and Superzona, sometimes the arrangement in the stadiums depicts that okay, there's a rivalry between Kumasi High and let's say Osei Tutu, and so one will be at the red stands and the other be at the green stands. But at the end of the day, they find their ways to meet up and engage in their browse and all of that. It all boils down to the issue of security. Because the organizers, because they may not have enough funds to procure the needed security, they rely on school cadets, they rely on some cheap, for lack of better words, private security, who the people be there, and then if a student gives them 5 cities, 10 cities, they allow them entry into different stands. But if there was a military, naturally, just at the sight of a military, there's some level of fear that comes on you as a person. And so if we have all these people around, if we're able to procure these services, I believe that some of these issues may not be happening. Look at how they were beaten. I mean, no criminal or no thief or whatsoever deserves that kind of treatment that the young man was subjected to. But at the end of the day, assuming there was even a military man passing alone, I don't think we would have seen what we saw.
Whenever we are having elections, even inter-political elections, let's look at the number of security men that are located there. The recently ended one, we saw the number of security at the just MPP elections. Why can't we have even half the same number at these places? I don't know. For me, security-wise, we need to start thinking through. Because, you see, these are the future generation. And when we look at it it's normal. It happens all the time. These are the people that will still come and take power. And when they take power, will they forget about how it happened, or they will follow suit and ignore the entire security of the country? It's very worrying. You don't think so?
Yeah, I think so, because if we allow these things to go on, they will think that they can do some of these things and then go scot-free with them. But like we've all said, we all condemn the act, and we are saying that this is not an issue that started today. And we must increase the number of security at the venues of some of these inter-school competitions. Rivalry is good. When you look at the NMSQ, the National Maths and Science Quiz, when you go to the venue, you realize that you can see the rivalry amongst them on social media and then the things they are saying, but nobody fights over there. Yeah. So rivalry is good. They tried it the last time, but security was tight. Yes. You can do your chanting, you can support your people, you can talk about the brilliance of the students, how they answer the question. These things are good. It's good for competition. But then when you move from that angle and then you are now engaged in physical fights, you are true. Look at it, not stone, or that's a block. Rock. Yes, and imagine it hits the head. It hits the head of the students. Yeah. You know, the days we went to secondary schools where we were being lashed with cutlasses. Days we were being lashed with cutlasses, we were being lashed with wires, bare wires. These are the days I went to the Twitter. I doubt it's happening today. No. But these were the things that we went to meet in school. We're being lashed with golf sticks. But it's not happening today. Well, so, I want to find out from you. Now, these schools that we have seen engage in these acts, what kind of sanction do you think should be given to them? Yeah, that was the point I was coming to, that we need to set an example. And the example, when the sanction is given to them, the punitive measure is meted out on these students together with their heads. Mm-hmm. Okay. It should not be something that will be done under the carpet. It should be something that will be done for everybody to see. Mm-hmm. And it's not just the students, it's the school, the authorities, those who are in charge, those who brought them in. Everybody should be investigated and they should be held accountable, because they are supposed to supervise the kids. So next time, when you are leading children to inter-corps competition, when your school is coming to the inter-corps competition with some of these students, you would also have some sense of responsibility to ensure that they behave in the appropriate manner. But if they are left off the hook and only the students are punished, it's not going to send any good signal. But the ultimate thing to solve these problems after any punitive measure is for us to invest more in security in these games. Fantastic. All right. So I have been joined by Safo Hammond, who is a member of the CPP. Good morning. How are you? Good morning. Welcome. Thank you. Great, and it's good to have you here. We are talking about the issue that happened over the, they just ended Interco
That's what we call it, intercore. I'll bring you in very soon, but I want to go back to Derek because we are making some points here. And I just want to find out from Derek, beyond the punishment, what do you think government should do about this issue?
So I just as I indicated earlier, government should increase the subsidies that they support these schools with so that they can procure the needed security. It will cost you a lot more procuring the services of police than private security and then these cadets guys. It would equally cost you a lot more procuring the service of militaries and what have you for these events. Because you see, our young generation, these young people have gotten to the point that some of these things, they become so nonchalant about them. And so during our days, when we have, in primary college, we have students named a certain group of teachers, Yata. And these were teachers who were moving always up and about, arms in kings and all of that, trying to ensure that we are disciplined and what have you. But these days, you can't find them in our secondary schools. No parent wants his child or her child to be beaten, for lack of better words, or to be shaped in a manner that when the person goes out, you can tell that, no, this person is refined. Our parents do not want them anymore. And so if you don't have the needed security, these people are so nonchalant because at the end of the day, the cadets guys are the ones they are in school with them. These private securities, they don't see them as police or military. There is no fear because they don't wield guns, they don't wield weapons. And so when we have the needed security, I believe that just at the sight of them, some of these issues will be mitigated. Although it may not be erased completely because outside of the stadium, some meet up in various schools and have these bouts and engagements. But I feel that when we have the needed security, it will be mitigated. And we can also sanction them by preventing school. A school like Yas and Twa Girls, for instance, when they are going for intercolleges and superzonals, the first day, those who were in the previous term, first to fifth position, joins the sports team to the stadium, and then the second day, the 6th to 10th position joins the team to the stadium. And so when they don't go with huge numbers, and to those who are going for the intercore superzonals, in quotes, are disciplined because of their intellectual prowess and all of that, they care for themselves and then they may not engage in those things. And so if we have a school that we can also start going by these regulations, especially if they come and then there is a confrontation. For instance, what happened in Aguna Swedro, and so if we tell them that, okay, we are not preventing you bringing your supporters, though people may want to sneak and then go, these things you can't prevent them totally, but we can mitigate it so that we don't see what we saw.
All right, fantastic. Safo, you've seen the videos, right?
Yeah, I've seen.
Okay, so what do you have to say about it? We are talking about security-wise.
The reason why students behave the way they do is what they see in society. These are young adults. They are adolescents. They are not kids.
Yeah, they are not.
They mimic what they see in society. You see, these things are cultures that have festered on for so many years. We all have been in secondary schools, we have been in the universities. Even in the universities, these things happen. As a mariner myself, I know these things happen. We have such brawls, but you see, we must move beyond that. We must replace this inimical culture with something better. Look, in other jurisdictions, young people like them are given a life. They are learning things that can upgrade their lives. And if we situate and let them focus that, look, your energy that you have, you do not have to use it in such a manner. But then if you channel it in a positive manner, you're going to gain from it. Because these are inherited barbarisms that when you go to school, okay, they say school A has a brawl with school B, so it must continue. No. So it needs a conscious effort to change these things. And talking about security, it must be hardened. Like, people must know that, look, before such things happen, the students, they talk among themselves. So the teachers, they have a responsibility to alert the authorities that this is something that we are picking up. So let's beef up the security. Exactly. So we must talk to them. It's not a matter of chastising them or punishing them, it will continue. Even in Parliament, we have Parliament.
What about punishing the school? The school responsible, the entire school.
Of course, there must be some punishment so that people know that if you behave like this, maybe the next year you are not going to participate in any intercom, so that you are banned. Then, if you want to participate, you will behave. But then again, it must be a conscious effort to talk to them that, look, the energy that you have, you can use it in a more productive way. You can use it in a manner that it will benefit you, because these things, like I said, they are inherited history that, oh, we have problem with these people. There's no problem. Like I said, I'm a mariner. Most of my best friends are custodians. But when you go to 8th year right now in the University of Cape Coast, you will be told that custodians are your enemy. It is not productive. It's counterproductive. So let's use conscious effort. Let's talk to them. Now look, the energy that you have, use it in a more productive way. Let's try to bring them to power with the world, because most of their age mates in other jurisdictions, let's say Asia, even China, most of the product that we are using, they are youth like them who are putting them together. So why are you engaging in such inimical, counterproductive attitude? So let's try to talk to them. It's a conscious effort. It wouldn't vanish, because like I said, they are mirroring what they are seeing in society. Whatever is going on, they are mirroring it. So if we talk to them consciously, we try to bring them to power with what is happening in the world, because these things will not take you anywhere. Fighting with each other, you're not going to gain anything out of it. But then, if we try to coach them, we try to talk to them, like, look, you are the next gen, you are the next leaders. So
talk. You think talking will do?
It's important. We have to start.
All right. So talking about that, we have Richard Kumado, who is a fraud prevention expert and security consultant, joining us on Zoom. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning. Thank you.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Great, and thank you so much for joining us. I know you have seen the video circulating. It's quite disheartening with regards to what happened. But what is our security agencies doing about these things? Because this is something that's been occurring over the years.
No, usually, event security movement in the specialized area, you will need to get people who have the expertise involved as private individuals or engage the police. So before the events are engage the police, and the police will provide guidelines and advice, which may include preventing what has happened, preventing it, or what to do in terms of business. And that may also include investigation. I'm not aware of that particular venue, this particular case. The police have been informed, and the police were informed, and the police presence were in the venue. If these things were not done, then we need to look at it again. Something that is becoming
It is definitely becoming quite something else, because it's been happening over the years. But what does this mean to our security in a whole?
If the security is informed, security can be part of the plan right from the one. Well, I believe the organization is one of those things. But then the children of today, there are tendencies in their ideas of change. If you find out what led to this particular crime, you might be baffled. It could also be for bullying across different on. And I don't think bullying is actually number two. To the extent that the school community is a bit split, you will need to get the police involved, bring the police to the ground, let the police provide guidance for the And I believe we are doing very about this thing. The police are involved.
As a security expert, this has been going on for a long time. How do you think we got here? What happened? What did we not do right?
Some of the students are being abused, and school authorities haven't been control their students. And I believe what any person is going to do is that they have to raise them to the school. In terms of violence, in terms of discipline, and in terms of mentorship. I wouldn't be surprised to be prevented from entering some of this freedom or taking part in some discipline. And that's the only way to this is going to get you. In the days in secondary school where you have serious colleges going on, we know the schools that are being taken, and the police have a view dealing with them, school authorities have a view dealing with them. And whether the expense will be good in Accra, we need to maintain those schools want to get involved. We know exactly the country even get some participation. When the police have money to get some level of security, but even now the needs of they can bring it to that police. That's being a police.
Right. So who is to be blamed for all of these?
And not blame for failure, but really to take accountability and start from the school after. The people have to take responsibility for the people. If they are the organizer, and you don't think that's one, apart from training them with doing activities, and you overlook that critical aspect, then what you are asking for you, there will be high levels of safety defeats, and some of them for you to participate, and that's what we are doing.
Right. So what punitive measures will you suggest in this instance?
One, let's consider the payments of them. Some payments are need to write for some of these activities. Number two, let's let the school down with the and number three, let's prevent some payments in classroom. And number four, let's move the physical security student and all these places. And first aid, officers to be on the ground. Not people being bullied to see it, some people in time, and the distance between the venue and the hospital because we have a big time or discomfort in the city. But once you can put these things together in a strategic plan, I believe we will have some of these programs to get some of these things.
Thank you so much, Richard, for joining us. We're super grateful. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, so this is what Richard is suggesting. Do you agree that it works?
Yeah.
In 1 minute?
Yeah, I agree that it works because you see, sometimes some of these violence goes beyond even the sporting events. Sometimes on vacation, for the DBs who parents come to pick them, don't really encounter some of this thing that I'm going to talk about. But for those who go to the station, that will pick cars. You know, if you are from the central region, you all come and end up, you're coming to Accra. We all come and end up at Carnation, you're wearing the uniforms. The fight continues over there. It doesn't just end over there. So I think that even beyond the sporting event, even within the secondary schools, we must tighten security there as well. Okay. Sometimes the students are going on jogging, that they go out of the school. They also have this physical engagement with the town boys, where they use stones and sticks, and then there's a fight between them. Sometimes they come in there and attack the students in school. So all I say is that security is the solution. We must tighten security, and we must stop the parents interfering when the school is disciplining our kids. That is my kid, so don't punish him. We must stop that.
All right, thank you very much. In 1 minute?
Yes, I think, just as I alluded earlier, the issue is just about security. When we have the needed security, some of these things, yes, we may not be able to end it completely, but it will be mitigated. And I want to tell our young people that rivalry is on a tangent of intellectualism and not war. We are not at war with each other. I mean, if I tell you Prempeh College is the best senior high school in Ghana, I should be able to prove that not by my muzzle or by my strength, but by my intellectual capacity or by the records that my school has chugged over the years. And so please, it is not a matter of the strongest, the fittest. It's not a matter of who can use the necessary weapon or the necessary tool to hurt one another, but it's a matter of intellectual conversation.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, like I said earlier on, these students, they are young adults and they are mirroring what is happening in society, mob justice and all that. Yes, rivalry is good, but then use it in a more productive way. It shouldn't be counterproductive. So I believe that we should consistently talk to them because they can change. We can provide all the security, but then these things will still happen if they themselves do not see the need to change.
Right.
So I feel like consistent talking to them will give us the needed results.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. Now, Ghana Police Service has responded to it, and if you go on their social media page, they responded to it just an hour ago. It says, please commence investigation into viral video of students' violence. The Ghana Police Service has cited a viral video in which a group of people are seen pelting stones at a student. Investigations into the incident are ongoing, and further developments will be communicated in due course. The service strongly condemns the violence and assures the public that all perpetrators will be identified and brought to justice. And this is from the Ghana Police Service. Not just that, but we have the MP for the area who has also commented on it, and she also wrote on social media. She said, an annual sports festival that was meant to foster unity and showcase sporting talent turned into something else. Videos have gone viral, but I wish to assure the school authorities, parents, students, and the general public that the Director General of Ghana Education Service has called the authorities and are investigating the matter. Incident students of Obrachre, I hope I got the name right, Obrachre Senior High Technical School in Ewutu Senya West Constituency and Swedru School of Business in the Aguna West Constituency were involved in some rivalry and fight which caused some students injuries. Now, the actions taken, I have engaged the DG of Ghana Education Service, our DC of Ewutu Senya District, the District Education Office, the headmistress of OSTEC, and some senior citizens. I've engaged my colleague, members of Parliament, Honorable Ernestina Dangbe, and we have had some discussions. I'll be at the school tomorrow during the sword cutting for 2 new dormitory blocks to ease the pressure on accommodation and meet the staff and students, who assure them of efforts being made for their safety and to make sure this does not happen again. Sad to see sports turn out this way. Thank you. Signed by Honorable Gisela Tete Agbotui, MP for MWK, DM. All right. So, yes. So she actually made it short. All right. And she's actually the Deputy Minister for Water Resources as well, Works and Housing. Thank you. Anyway, so we move on to our next topic. Our next topic is to do with the special courts. The special courts. CJ has brought the special courts. Now, you want to know what the special court is all about, right? Well, it's to help quicken cases to be solved. It's to help us get more accountability. It's to help, ease the pressure on the courts as well. So it's the specialized court. But I don't know what you think about the specialized court. Do you think it's a step in the right direction to ease all the stress and to quicken cases, especially for those of you whose cases have been in court for over a decade, some over a decade, and they still go to court? So I want to know, Safo, maybe I should start this from you. Do you think the specialized court is needed at this point? And do you think it will serve its purpose?
Thank you. We in the CPP welcome this idea. It's very important that we save our democracy. Look, if you go out there, general sentiment is that corruption rules in Ghana. Now, it is different from establishing a fact from opinions. These special courts are going to help so that when cases come up, we are able to fast track it, get the evidence and the facts of the matter, then get to the bottom line. If the person has not committed any wrong or any corrupt act, the person is acquitted and he moves on, or he or she moves on. But then if we leave things as they are, so that the public have that idea that political actors, political clerks are corrupt, look, our democracy will not survive, because it will get to a point that then they will feel like we cannot trust the system. So let's do what we like.
So do you think this will strengthen the judicial system?
It's very important. It is extremely important, so that things are clarified as soon as possible and we move on. We made the laws for ourselves. So if we are creating a special court for special issues, it's important. You see, this is one of the ideas that brought about the Office of the Special Prosecutor, so that you are to work on only corruption cases. Now, we are not seeing the progress as we want to see it. We do not want people to be accused wrongly, and we do not want cross people to also get scot-free. So then let's create a special court that will fast-track such cases, so that anytime such things come up, we have judges who are already seated, waiting to look at the facts and the evidences. Then, if the person has not done any wrong, you are acquitted, you move on with your life. Other than that, our democracy is in serious danger. Because when the people feel like they cannot trust the system, and the system is so corrupt, then what would they do then? They will do as they want. We do not want that. We do not want that. So this is a welcoming idea. We in the CPP, we welcome this idea, and we want to see how it will be implemented. The implementation is the issue, so that it does not become selective.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to find out from Derek, do you think the special courts will actually make us see more fairness and transparency in our judicial system?
And that is a no. And that is a no. And I'll tell you why. You see, the special court is not a novel idea. It is not something that is new in the system. When His Excellency, the former President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was the Attorney General, under the leadership of President Kufuor, the former president, they brought up about the fast-track court. And it's determined in the case of the AJ, the appeal case of the AJ versus Chachuchikata. Initially, they lost the matter that the CJ or the fast-track court wasn't legally, but when the matter was appealed, it was determined that the CJ has the prerogative to set up that special court or the fast-track court. And so the jurisdiction of the mandate of the CJ doesn't even come because the court has already determined that. But let's look at it in this perspective. Are they setting up the special court as a knee-jerk reaction to the cocoa issues? Are they setting up a special court to determine what? The garbage that they have alluded to that were in the oral reports. Is that the reason why they are setting up the special court? Are they setting up the special court to intimidate their political opponents? Why are they setting up the special court? I believe that as a student of the law, the most difficult issues to argue or prove in court are criminal prosecutions, because the burden of proof rests on you, the prosecution. You say that Mettle has caused financial loss to the state. So you, the prosecutor, must prove. And that is why most criminal cases last very long in our courts. Not because somebody may want to deliberately, as it were, frustrate the process or delay the process. But improving one's criminal liability goes through a lot of heckles and a lot of processes. And especially when these people involved are political actors, that they can afford the services of very good lawyers to make their cases for them. It becomes very difficult. And so they may want to set up these special courts to intimidate their political opponents, and which is not so right.
Let's take a look at this video, because Judicial Secretary Musa Ahmed has revealed that the newly established Specialized High Court Division will not only have a distinct mandate, but will also be resourced differently with specially trained judges, many of them drawn from the Court of Appeal, assigned to handle cases in the division. Take a look.
Not limited the establishment of the specialized courts to Accra. Indeed, Accra has only going to have about one court to deal with the mining cases. But if you look at Koforidua, for instance, Eastern region, we are going to have, or we've already put in place 2 courts to deal with them. If you go to Western region, it's going to be more than 1. If you go to Ashanti region, it's going to be more than 1.
What's the rationale?
The rationale is, you mean in terms of the numbers?
Yes. You deprive Accra, you give Accra only 1.
Accra, we notice that Accra is not one of the places where illegal mining is being done. In fact, all the illegal minings, in fact, they are concentrated in Ashanti region, Eastern region, and in the Western regions. That is the rationale. In fact, the reason why we decide, in fact, there's going to be mobile courts as well. We have realized that these offenders in mining cases, apart from having deep pockets, they could be dangerous. We have seen it attacking the NIMOS members, attacking the police, attacking the soldiers, attacking community leaders who go out of their way to go and speak against them. So what we are going to do, where we find that it will be dangerous to station a judge, for instance, in Obuasi, if we find that it will be dangerous for the judge to go there and be stationed there, we are going to create a mobile movement for the judge to be taken to Obuasi as and when the cases arise, to go and deal with those cases, and then he's brought back. In fact,
and this is what Musa Ahmed had to say. So there'll be the mobile courts as well. And, with regards to what he's saying that it will help tackle even Galamsey issues. You still don't agree that it's not going to be more political?
That is the angle that I'm looking at the issue from. These courts are good. At the end of the day, they will bring just because, we in the MPP want the matters to be fast-tracked, just so the ordinary Ghanaian will understand that the label of our people being corrupt had no foundation or had no background. But we want to do that when it is right. You see, at common law, there is one ratio by the Blackstone. It says that it is better for 10 people who are criminals to walk scot-free, who are guilty to walk scot-free, than imprison one innocent person. And so, in as much as these fast-track courts are good, these special courts are good, how are we going to handle them? Are we bringing them to, as it were, scare your political opponents just to shut some people up? How? Because, you see, when you listen to the Honorable Nindam, when you listen to friends who were closer to the late Akotia MP, they tell you how frustrating it is combining this work and then you moving up and down to court and what have you. And so what is the reason for some of these things? Especially when His Excellency the President of the Republic during his campaign truth was saying that the court is packed with MPP judges and now I will saturate the court, or as it were, I will neutralize the court. And so you create a certain understanding that the judges you have added to the bench are NDC judges. Are they the judges that are going to handle the issues at the special courts?
Okay.
These are areas that we may have to look at it properly.
Are you saying the judges that have been put there by the president, current administration, that's what you're asking? That's
what I am asking.
Okay.
Because on his campaign trail, he said that the judges at the courts now are MPP judges.
Okay.
And so he will neutralize the bench when he's voted into office. So we would ask that the judges that he has appointed onto the bench, are they the NDC judges to neutralize the bench? If so, are they the ones going to handle the special courts?
Okay.
You came, you sacked the CJ, you appointed your own Chief Justice, he sets up the special court, he makes the allocation of which judge to sit on what matter. And so are they the NDC judges that you spoke about going to sit on the matter? If yes, what is happening? Because we live in this country where
So what if a judge who is put on a case was actually put there by the former president? What will happen?
By the former president.
Yes.
You see, as a student of law, I don't have a problem with the judges, but we are asking questions.
No, I'm just saying that. So what would the reaction from the opposition be if a judge who is put in a special court or specialized court is a judge who was nominated or put there by the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo?
If the facts are presented and in a determination, you realize that, okay, these ones are legitimate and then the crime is so grave to the point that the person deserves whatever punishment. We don't have a problem with the outcome of some of these things, but we are saying that in doing so, we must do right by the people. That is the angle that we are looking at it from. We must do right by the people. Because, you see, we live in a country where people persecute others because of differences in political ideologies. Our brother Kofi Fosun Kansa wrote on his Facebook wall, why should I, as an individual, make a claim based on a report that I have that, okay, it is purported or it is being perpetuated that there are sale of scholarships at the scholarship secretariat. Me as a whistleblower, did he deserve the treatment he went through? And these are some of the issues. These are some of the things that is calling us to ask some of these questions. That look, in as much as the intentions may be right, are we doing so to persecute our political opponents? Are we doing so just as it were because our people, our parachiks are complaining that oral is redundant and then we propagated about oral and assets now, there is no single prosecution from the dockets of oral? Is it the reason why they may want to bring up the special court just so their people will think that they are doing something, their promises are being fulfilled? Because remember, the AJ himself, lawyer Martin Pegbu, the Dom Level, who were part of the oral team, are saying that most of the issues that came were assets, were gossips, and they were full of garbage. And so the AJ, who has had over 200 press conferences, is saying that he has to investigate some of these matters. And so we are saying that if it is not on the tangent to satisfy your grassroots, to satisfy your people, that is fine. Because at the end of the day, we even want our people exonerated. We want our people, the Ghanaian person, to know that, okay, we said that Kwabena Dubois is a thief. Kwabena Dubois has stolen over $7 million, but after court, the court has determined that all the charges that were leveled against him were false. It brings back the image of the MPP. It brings back our credibility as politicians. It brings back our dignity as a people. And so we are looking at it from that angle. But if they intend to persecute their political opponents and to shut some of the people up, it is something that we will not agree to.
Okay, fantastic. Now, let's respond to what he said. And I think that it's not just him saying, but critics out there also argue the same thing. How do we respond to people who are complaining that this could be used as a political, influence?
Thank you very much, Rosalind. You see, when dry bones are mentioned, the old woman is always uneasy. The mention of specialized courts being set up is not something that is new within the jurisdiction of Ghana when it comes to legal jurisprudence. It's something that has always been there, and I'll tell you why. But the people who have stolen Ghana's money, the people who have looted, the people who are being standing trial, just at the mention of setting up a specialized court, they think it's going to be a kangaroo sort of court system where they are going to be persecuted, but that is not it. So I guess by the mention of specialized courts, they are uneasy, and I can assure them that this is not what they did. Now, let me tell you, Rosie, when you look at the 1992 Constitution, Article 139 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, it gives room. There's only one, it establishes the fact that there's only one high court in Ghana. Okay, there are hierarchy of courts in Ghana, with the Supreme Court being at the apex court of Ghana. The Article 139 tells you that there's only one high court in Ghana, and that one high court has several branches and then divisions. Yeah. So today, at a point in time in our legal history, we needed to create specialized courts or divisions of the high court to deal with specific matters, to be able to expedite, to be able to make sure that the cases there are heard efficiently and very effective. We had courts like we didn't have before. Now we have commercial courts, we have land courts, we have economic land courts, we have human rights courts, we have divorce, matrimonial, and probate courts as divisions of the High Court, which handles specifically issues that deals with the subject matter that I've mentioned. And the reasons why they were established was because that we realized that, see, when you go to a normal court, okay, when you go to a normal court, that's not a division to deal with specific matters. So let's say you go to the Ajabin District Court. There are days where they hear civil cases. There are days where they hear criminal cases. So if you are going to court, you are standing trial in a civil matter, and they tell you that Mondays is for civil cases, Tuesdays is for, let's say, criminal cases, Wednesday is for, let's say, matrimonial probate cases. When you go to court today, on Monday, on a civil matter, the next time you appear in court, that all things being equal, it's somewhere about 2 weeks. That's the earliest time that they are going to give you. So cases travel to eternity in court. We are not saying that we should speed up trials in court, because just speeding up trials of the court system can also bring up injustice. And also delaying justice can also be inconvenient and also be justice denied. But we are saying that every individual that your case go to court must have a fair hearing. In 2002, there was a Supreme Court decision between Chachuchi Keta and the Attorney General. And what the Attorney General by then, the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who was the Attorney General, sought to do was to establish the fast-track High Court. The fast-track High Court, the reason why the court quashed all rulings from the fast-track High Court and said it was illegal because the fast-track High Court came with its own administrative measures. And if there are courts being set up, not like a division of the High Court, they came with their own procedure, their own administrative measures. If you want to set up your own administrative measures and your own procedure, you must amend the Courts Act. But that did not happen. Now, the Chief Justice has the prerogative, has the power to be able to appoint judges who sit on cases right from the Supreme Court, even at the Court of Appeal, and then downwards, and can do reshuffle at any time. But that was not what was done. That is why the fast track was quashed out. This special court we are talking about, like a Galamsey Court, is an additional division and is going to go by the rules of the current Court Act and then the High Court rulings. You're going to go by the rules. So if you look at the regions where today...
So there's not going to be any political influence? There's
not going to be any political... It's the same judges that are going to be set on the case, same judges that have been appointed.
You know, the concern is, from what he's saying, the concern is, what if these judges that we put on the case are judges who have been nominated by the current president?
In fact, the Court of Appeal today, okay, is flooded with judges appointed by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The High Court today in Ghana is flooded with judges appointed by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in Ghana. So if out of the lots of judges at the Court of Appeal, and then you are saying that we are going to appoint some of them to sit on them, they all qualify to be Court of Appeal judges. You can't tell me that there's an NDC judge, there's an NPP judge. They all qualify. And they are there. And in fact, the numbers of the judges appointed by the current president, they are more.
But their fear is that when it happens like that, then there's going to be bias in, whatever verdict is given.
Rosalind, this hypocritical stance of the NPP is so disgusting. Let me tell you why. We're in this country not long ago where Article 146 was followed and the removal of the Chief Justice of Ghana was done. The NPP people said that there was some sort of illegal or kululu in that process. Today, that same procedure has been followed. And the president has issued a statement. And the chief issued a statement that because of the advice from the Chief Justice that they find no prima facie to remove the electoral commissioner. And today, the same MP people are hailing the process. See, when you talk about law, law is law. You go and adduce evidence in the court of law. We've seen evidences, we've seen cases where people who are perceived to be judges aligned to a particular color rule against that particular people who have a case in court. So it's not about sitting here and then talking blatantly. When the Pandai case happened, that the NPP came to sit here on national television and told the people of Ghana that the NDC people, before the hearing or the decision, the ruling on that day at court, were already in white. The same thing before the Supreme Court hearing, when they were going to go, they were already in white. Did it mean that they had an inside information? No. But you can anticipate, based on the advice of your lawyers, based on the evidence that you've adduced in court, that the case is likely to go this way. But when it happened that the NDC people, before the judgment was read, in the High Court in Pandai, they said that the NDC people had a win, and the judge was in bed with the NDC. But when the case went in their favor at the Supreme Court, and before they came to court, we were in white. That one day, the Supreme Court was not in bed with us as NPP. If we want to safeguard the democracy that we are enjoying today, we must take away hypocrisy from our lifestyle. NPP must stay focused as a credible opposition party. They must stay focused, and they must stay focused on the agenda.
But asking questions doesn't mean they are not credible.
But if you're asking questions and the questions,
but if you're asking questions, you have every right to ask the questions.
If you're asking questions and the questions that you're asking does not speak to the substance of the matter,
it does.
And how does this set up? They are telling you that. They are telling you that. Okay, this is my time.
Let's look at it from this. Let's look at it from this.
Oh, you want to take more of my time?
Yes, more of your time. You see, we are asking these questions not out of fear, but we are asking questions because we understand the extent that these matters can go. Look, we have a president or presidential candidate who on several campaign trails said that the court are saturated with NPP judges. Let's note that. He comes into office and he appoints over 37 High Court judges. Over 37 High Court judges. He appoints judges onto the bench of the Supreme Court and what have you. Now, you set up a division in the High Court to handle criminal matters. We welcome that. And so the angle of we being scared or what have you doesn't come at play. But our concern is that in the event that we want to do these things, if for nothing at all, Article 19 of the Constitution talks to us about how criminal matters should be handled. And so if we are going to follow those processes and not intimidate and persecute our political opponents, that is fine. Because we have seen that before. In the Abronius case, you realize when you read the judgment from the judge, you realize that the judge made certain quotations in the judgment that it was from It wasn't even from the people that he ascribed that to. It speaks a lot about our judges.
Okay.
The judge was supposed to be on retirement, but he has been appointed again onto a higher court. And so what is the communication that we are sending across?
All right.
What are we telling our people?
Let me make your point. I'll come to you.
Yes. A minute. I'm very surprised that this thing is becoming an issue. Look, if you're a political actor in this country, you know that this thing is very important, this special court. We need to restore confidence in our democracy. And matters of corruption are very, very, very key in restoring this confidence. Look, why is the MPP jittery about this special court? It is the same law that will be applied in the courts. And the judges will use the same law. So it doesn't matter who appointed who. It's the prerogative of the president to do that. So it doesn't matter. But then the law will be applied. And we need these things because, you see, the more confidence is eroded in our democracy, we are being pushed to a very dangerous place that we do not have confidence in our democracy, and therefore we cannot trust this democracy. We need this special court. I'm very surprised. I mean,
You're surprised at the stance of the MPP?
Yeah, I'm very surprised. I mean, they even need it more. They need it more.
How do they need it more?
Because when your people are sent to courts and they are being acquitted, it restores confidence in your party that, look...
But I said that.
Wait. It restores that confidence. So let's welcome this thing. And, I mean, these are open courts. It's not like the judges are going to use different laws. It's the same law. And everybody knows the law. So this thing should be welcomed. Everybody must welcome this thing.
I don't think they are not welcoming it. I think they are just asking questions.
Yes, which is good. It deepens our democracy. But then again, we need this thing, and that must be established.
Okay. Yes, if you can make your point. I just want to read some message. Please make your point. Yeah.
You know, I want to assure my brother, Ejekum, and the entire MPP political party that the NDC led by John Dramani Mahama and our Attorney General is not going to persecute anybody, especially members from their political party.
If not found guilty.
No, whether it's an alleged cases, because as of now, all the cases are alleged.
If the person is found guilty?
Yes, if the person is found guilty.
That's what I said.
Then when I say persecute, I'm not saying, I didn't say prosecute.
Okay.
They're not going to persecute them, like at all costs, you want to send them to jail. I understand the fears that they have. I understand the fears they have because, you see, once upon a time in this country, the kangaroo sort of justice system that was shown to us by these same people. They think that today, because we have power, we are going to show them that same kangaroo sort of system. See, there was a man in this country that's selecting group Block B in his Sawam cells. He's a venerable lawyer in this country, an astute lawyer, one of the best legal brains we have in this country. And he was sent to a Sawam prison. And he almost had asthma, almost died there, and came out of prison, and then came to fight, and then the decision of that court, Chachuchikata is the one of the Block B in a Sawam prison. We had Victor Solomon, who was carrying oxygen tank and was going to court, where his lawyers even were pleading for clemency. They said no. Victor Solomon eventually died in his Sawam. He was vomiting blood. He went to Sawam prison, he was jailed, he was in prison, went to Sawam prison with the oxygen tank. So when you talk today, and the same people with the kind of kangaroo justice system that they've meted out to the NDC people, and I understand their fear because they think they're going to do that. We are the foundation of the democracy of the Fourth Republic. And we will not do anything to jeopardize the democracy that we have today. We are showing them that we are going to have a very fair trial when it comes to these things. And setting up these divisions of this High Court to deal with these special cases is under the same rules of the Courts Act and under the same administration and the same procedure. We are not going to invent anything like they did with the Fast Track High Court.
Okay, all right.
So this is nothing new.
All right. Mettle-Nunoo says this is nothing new.
When you go to court, normal cases,
yes,
and you look at the processes, just even from the time of filing to response to rebuttals and all that, can take you about 6 months.
Anyway, unfortunately, this all time will permit. To tell you the truth, when it comes to these things, you don't even know what to say. We are looking at something good for Ghana, but also questions must be asked so that when it comes, it serves for the good people of Ghana, not for political parties. We don't want a system where we have our courts being politically influenced. And so, yes, your point is well made and we like it. Safo's point is well made and we like it. And, Ajikum, your point is also well made and we like it because it's very important that we have a free and fair and, very important, transparent judicial system. So let's read a few messages that have come in this morning. Hassan Cisse from Zenu Central, he's saying that this Attorney General so far is one of the ministers who is failing the NDC government slowly. By now, we should have seen this former appointees who have messed up this country being prosecuted. My regards to Honorable Joe T. All right. Good morning to my twin communicators, Mettle and Derek. Oh, you guys are twins now. They really look alike. But on the main issue, the special court is a good initiative, but it will just be a white elephant when initiated. It will be a waste of taxpayers' money. The government should get serious and get to work. My brother, Mettle-Nunoo, is still communicating like he is in opposition. The cocoa farmers are still bleeding, but NDC government is failing. Master Planner Junior, policy analyst. Teacher Kujo Tepa Swano says that anyone who thinks the 24-hour economy bill signed by President Mahama will bring jobs to the unemployed youth in the country is deceiving themselves. The president himself does not understand his own policy. All he knows is 133, but he does not know where the 133 will happen. He used the slogan to deceive unemployed Ghanaian youth who are eager to find jobs after finishing school and sitting idle for many years. The authority of the 24-hour economy is just to create jobs for Mr. Gushi Tando and his committee members. Greetings to Honorable Eric Nana Achiman Prempe. All right. Hadi Ahmed in Pig Farm says, Hadi Ahmed in Pig Farm says that, did I hear the MPP man say Dr. Bawumia is our next president? I laugh, enter Mala Matak Market. Dr. Bawumia can only be given a visa to Israel, but for Jerusalem, his legs will never step in, meaning Dr. Bawumia can only be a flag bearer of the NPP, but for Ghana president, inshallah. Well, you are the one going to vote, but all Ghanaians will vote, so Ghanaians will determine whether he will be president or not. It's not an individual who will determine that. So thank you very much. Eunice from Astin Sal. Good morning, beautiful Rosalind. The MPP is jittery about this special court because of the sins they meted out to Ghana and Ghanaians. That's all, Eunice. All right, Eunice, thank you for sending in your message. Good morning, Rosalind. They must be disciplined in our various schools, and before that, parents also have a role to play as a collective effort to ensure sanity in our schools. Some of the students came from different homes. There are some parents, they don't monitor their children, they left them astray. Those children are the ones causing mayhem in their various schools. Mahmudu Adam from Boko. Thank you, Mahmudu, for sending that one. Itako says, Michael from Spring says, good morning, Rosalind, to your panelists. In fact, the bullying of the students is very bad, despite the fact that this has been happening for more than 2 decades, but something must be done speedily to rid off this hooliganism in our school system. In fact, there should be engagement with their parents to discuss the kind of serious punishment that will be given to any student that will be found in this kind of hooliganism character, which will keep them away from their behavior. Intercore is just having fun with our school colleagues from different districts of regions, which help all of us for unity and getting new good friends. I find it difficult that violence happen at these places, which is very bad. All right, thank you for sending that one. We are today discussing violence in our schools and blaming our students. A whole parliament destroys national property on live TV and nobody is punished. Instead, the perpetrators call themselves mighty minority. Our children think the only way to show they are brave is to go on this tangent. Patrick from Accra. Patrick, you have spoken everything that has to be spoken this morning. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. True. Meshak Asante in Amasaman says, we are all the beneficiaries of cocoa, but truth be told, the government has done so well, which they need to be commended, because you cannot or you can't give what you don't have. Giving cocoa farmers an amount of 2,587 cedis out of 2,800 cedis per bag is the best any government can do to help its citizens, considering the drastic reduction in world market price. Or do we expect the government to go for a loan to cushion cocoa farmers, or what? Have we forgotten the hardships and the mess we went through under MPP due to unnecessary loans they took? Meshach Asante sent this one. Good morning. I'm Okai from Bantama and the Senate West District. Before elections, 1.7 million jobs in 4 years were promised. Today, government cannot force anyone. They can only create an environment. The math is not mathing. Mr. Gusitano now says 8 million Ghanaians are in vulnerable employment, and this policy is about structural transformation. But transformation without jobs is just a seminar. Every Ghanaian must ask, if 1.7 million jobs were the target, where is the tracking mechanism? We, the youth, didn't vote for vague environment. We voted for jobs. What happens to their trust when promises get rebranded as philosophy? Moving goalposts after victory isn't leadership. It's how trust dies. All right, so that'll be all that I'll read for this morning. I want to thank my guests for coming in. Let's round up our conversation. I'll give each one 30 seconds to round up with the topics that we have discussed. So, Mettle, what do you want to talk on?
I want to assure the people of Ghana that the NDC will not do anything to jeopardize the democracy that we have. The special courts are coming to just speed up some of the cases that are being heard. It can go either ways. It can either go to benefit the MPP and vindicate them, or those who are really found guilty by the evidence of their abuse will be held culpable to face the law, and then they'll be punished for that. I tell the people of Ghana that some of the crises that we are going through in the cocoa sector, we're working hard to be able to evolve it, and Ghanaians are going to laugh at the end of the day, because we'll fix it and then we'll reform the whole cocoa sector. So far, it's been so good. Let's keep praying for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. We stay humble and we'll make sure that we serve you better.
All right, Derek.
Okay, so let me respond to what he did said, that Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia can only be a flag bearer, not a president. Same was said about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Same was said about John Dramani Mahama after he lost the 2016 elections. But I tell him that the ways of God is not the ways of man. And so Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia will be the president of the Republic of Ghana come January 7th, 2029. And we say this to the NDC, that look, we welcome the special court that you are setting as a division out of the High Court, because we need our people to be exonerated. We need the credibility back in our party. We need the image back from the people that served Ghana. And so we are saying that we welcome the special court, but improving their criminal liability, it must be done by the dictate of the law, and not in a manner that will serve as a persecution of your political opponents. And please, my grandmother is in Nobeko. She left, she's dead currently. She left a huge land of cocoa farm for us. We beg the NDC. They are failing the people of Ghana. They are failing their cocoa farmers because of their administrative decisions, and our people at the Bank of Ghana who handle our monetary policy. The cocoa issues are just true. We understand that the world market price has fallen, but they could have hedged in a manner that would have prevented what we're experiencing today. And if the people didn't artificially manipulate our currency, our cocoa farmers wouldn't come all the way from Secretary to Accra to sleep and demonstrate. And so please, we beg them, do something for our cocoa farmers. We beg you.
We need to go.
We beg you, do something for our cocoa farmers.
I mean, by their own admission, the MPP and NDC have admitted that they are incompetent. I want to tell Ghanaians that we cannot continue this. This ping-pong kind of leadership will not work. It's over 3 decades. We have tried them, and we have seen that they are very much incompetent. And we are telling Ghanaians that, look, let's change our leadership.
And bring the CPP.
Yes, it's a leadership problem.
So they should vote for CPP.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
Okay, thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. We are super grateful.